Welcome to Decorator's Corner. We're in a little different location, and I'm going to be traveling around throughout this location in my home, and I'm going to show you. We're going to be talking about different styles and different neat tricks that I learned about decorating, especially draping. Something you should know about how to take care of your Afghans. Something that is normal about this time of year and how to do that. And I'm going to show you some tricks that I learned online and doing my research. I'm going to also talk to you about Shabby Chic, a very expensive way to decorate, but some inexpensive tricks that you can learn, like paper roses out of coffee filters. Yes, something that you need to learn real quick. It's a little bit of a task, but you can make paper roses and you can get away with it and make it shabby chic. That too. So stay tuned for some neat ideas that I have on my way. Now, first, starting out, I have some ideas that I didn't realize were going to be so easy, but so right in your face. And it was contact paper from Walmart and contact paper plus poster board, not poster board, foam board. And you can do a lot with foam board and also change your dresser knobs to make it look shabby chic. Yeah, just little changes. Remember, we're going to start out little. We don't have to go big right away. So, hold on one second. Okay, so let me start out by saying, I think I've talked about this before, but if I didn't, I have a metal shelf that I'm going to zoom the camera in on. Now, you've probably seen these metal shelves before. And when I talk about contact paper, this contact paper is from Walmart, and it is obviously sticky, and this is the back of it. That's the foam board, and then we cut out the grooves of the foam board and also with the contact paper to retrofit this actual grid. And then when you are done, you just slide it right on there, and it has that shabby chic look. And we're talking about cheap little DIYs. And then you got yourself a shabby chic look. And the same thing goes with this tray. If you have trays around like this, you can get them at Dollar General, and you can paint them or take the contact paper. And if you're good with an X-Acto knife, you can put the contact paper, take the X-Acto knife, and cut it out, and you got a really beautiful shabby chic tray. Now you see, I did that with all these. I didn't just do this one. I did it with all three. Okay. So, when we talk about shabby chic, we talk about dressing, looking. I do a lot of different things that are shabby chic, like the tier trays. That's shabby chic, but you have to buy a lot of this stuff. This is about making it. Okay, so what is it that is going to be up next? Because this stuff requires me to be off the video and show you what the bird cage, how to style bird cages, usually what you find on Google video or Google Images or Pinterest, how to style one. But I'm just going to show you some things that are really neat. At Dollar Tree, I found these little roses that glow, and I have a pink vase that if I stack them up, they all glow at once. it's not shabby chic as much as it's the roses itself, but when you turn them on, they're like, it's like being at a rave. Okay, but there's a lot of shabby chic things that I'm trying to do that are inexpensive and you can make for yourself. If you look, a lot of times, if you go online, you go to Amazon, you just shabby chic pictures, it's like $25 to $45. Anything lace, anything that's shabby chic, I will show you here shortly after this. Thank you for watching this part of the segment. I'll be back for the second part of the segment here shortly after this. Now this segment is about shabby chic and trying to find ways to make it affordable or make it yourself. Now, there's a local florist that sells a lot of little wonderful things that are just shabby chic, but you know, you might pay top dollar depending on where you're getting it. Okay, antiques mostly. So I made a cross that was pearls, cheap pearls, but shabby chic, all the best. So here it is. And I made all this stuff except for the gloves. So give me credit where credit's due. So it's all a starter kit for the shabby chic world that I'm getting into. Okay, these gloves are shabby chic, and they're going to be displayed as shabby chic on the dresser as soon as I have free space to do it. But this is shabby chic, and I'm going to put roses in them, near them. I'm going to pin them. That's one thing I'm definitely doing. But this is my shabby chic collection. And I made this shabby chic. And this was an old doily that I Mod Podged on top of this. It was actually a lid. And then I glued those two stems. They're actually candlestick holders from Dollar Tree. And I glued it with E6000. And that's what I ended up with. Another look at shabby chic. So those are just some items that I made, but we're going to get to the bird cage after this and wrap it up. Stay tuned for more. Earlier I was talking about draping, and what I didn't know about Afghans is that you can actually lay them a certain way on a couch that won't look sloppy and messy. If you don't have a blanket ladder, you can actually drape them over the couch. You can drape them between the two ends of the pillows of the couch or at the very end, and it's called draping. And that's one of the things you can do with Afghans, and that's one of the things I wanted to teach you, is that I took the thicker Afghan and then I took the thinner one and just laid them on top, and it looks really, really nice. So that's called draping, and learning how to do that is really simple. You can look it up on Google. It's a very simple way to take care of your Afghans. There's one other method I'll show you right after this. Okay, and this sort of draping method is right over the corner of the bed. You just drape it over, so just take a better look at the flowers on this. And it doesn't necessarily have to match, but if you have extra comforters or other things like that, you might want to pack them away. But for Afghans, you can just lay them around or find a different place for them. And this is a very easy, simple way to drape them over the corner of the bed, or find a simple way to just have it look elegant and pleasant without looking like an eyesore, just rolled up in a ball. And that's called draping. I did the same draping method over the chair. It's another style of draping. You drape over the chair where you have it hanging over a portion of the top of the chair and then just kind of let it hang. Okay, and finally, we're talking about the bird cage and we're talking about Shabby Chic. Now, I made that cross and it's missing a couple pearls, but I'm talking about the paper roses and I'm going to get into that in a moment. But let's just give you an overview. I bought, oh, I didn't want to do that. Okay. I bought this tablecloth and it was so small that it's actually the size of a nightstand. Get a closer look at the colors that we're dealing with. We're dealing with sky blue and, you know, obviously the same colors that you would deal with Shabby Chic. So I have a lot of white. I'm so sorry about the video. Okay, but what I did is I distressed the bird cage. I added, it used to be all white, but I added a little tint of black to give it that distressed look. But I want to show you the paper flower. That's a paper rose there. And what you do is, I'm going to show you in a separate video how to make paper roses, or get you the link to do that. But really, the pearl cross, as long as it's done right, you know, you can get really away with it. It's definitely the colors. We got to stay with the colors and stay with a lot of different things, but it's just a start. But the bird cage is a big deal with the, basically what you're doing with Shabby Chic. You know, there's a lot of Shabby Chic things. Same with the clock. If you can get a clock like that at Walmart, and you can do the paper roses, or get roses, or dried roses, or fake roses, you're on your way. Okay, that's it for the video on this. So I took you through some video of basically draping Shabby Chic and a lot of the things that you have to learn about paper roses. And that video will be a separate video. It'll have an actual full length of a teacher that teaches how to do that. But I hope you gained a little bit of knowledge. Also, the color scheme and all the work it goes in. But start out small. Start out with the dresser knobs. You can get them at Dollar Tree. You can do a lot of things. You can work, like I said, those little pearls. So once you run out, it's like you can't find the same color of pearls unless you cut your old pearls yourself like I did. But it's a start, and thanks for watching Designer's Corner.